Alright guys, this is an overview of my helmet and night vision setup. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm a civilian. I have no prior military and law enforcement background. This is strictly for recreational use. So take it as you will as you're watching the video. Moving to my lid, I'm running the OpsCore MARITIME. It's probably one of the better rigs out there. It is a predecessor to the OpsCore SF, which is the new model. The only difference is I know that they've changed the shroud setup. They've changed the rail slightly to where like this channels up here are dremeled out to they got holes up here so you can route your cables and zip tie them. Have different Velcro, and I believe that they have changed the material to make it a little bit lighter. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that, the material side of things, but you know, pretty much the same profile as that goes because it's got the super high cut on the MARITIME. Going to the sizing, I am running the medium setup. For those who don't know about OpsCore sizing, the OpsCore sizing goes, if you see it on the tag says medium, it's the largest that it'll adjust to. So it'll go from size small to medium, and then if you see a large, it'll go from medium to large, and then extra large, it'll be large, extra large is what it'll adjust to. This is running the worm dial system. It's a sufficient system. I think it's great. I mean, I don't have any issues with, you know, it getting loose on me, nothing like that. I do think that the BOA system from Team Windy is probably a little bit better, but I mean, not enough to spend the extra money to change it out. Something worth noting. Going to the back of the helmet, I am running the the Fair Concepts PVS31 battery retention system. Probably one of the best battery retention systems on the market as far as that goes. You know, there are other ones out there like the, you know, TMVC Mohawk. You know, you can run battery like weights in there and stuff like that. Amazon even has some, but you know, this is great for my application for just, you know, holding the battery pack. Highly recommend it. It's extremely versatile. You don't even have to run this top like Mohawk portion of it. You know, I call it a Mohawk. It's not, I don't know what it's necessarily called, but you don't have to run this section of it if you're not running any kind of strobe or nothing like that. You can just run this back battery pack portion. I have seen people do that. I'm running it because it looks cool. It is relatively cheap. It's about $60. Probably one of the cheaper things on the helmet, honestly. You know, the TMVC Mohawk's about $90, so pick and choose what you do. And this is definitely got the cool factor to it because it's got the Tegris. Mounts great. You're never going to see that battery pack fall off for sure. It does retain cables really, really well in case people are, you know, running down leads on their ear pro. So if you're running like a dual lead or single lead like I'm running, you know, you can stow it up. And it's really nice for me, especially since I'm not using this for work. I can keep this stowed most of the time. Going to the my cable to my PVS31s, I don't think I've got it set up the best right now. I do think that I'm thinking about dremeling out a section in the rail to put the cable in to make it streamlined. I even thought about, you know, drilling out a couple holes to actually zip tie it, you know, make it modified like the new one is kind of doing to make the cable a little bit better. But it works for right now for what I'm doing. I do have the Amazon special, you know, fake SNS strobe. It works great for what it is. It was about $30. Can't complain. It does feel extremely cheap, but I mean, I'm not using it for work, so I mean, $30 versus $200 for the real one is definitely worth it for me. I mean, guys out in the range that don't have night vision, it's nice to have so they can see where you're at, and that's mainly what I use it for. I don't use it for any kind of IR strobe. If I was going to use an IR strobe, I'd probably just use the battery pack on the PVS31s because it's got built-in ones right here, for those who didn't know. Working to my left side, I am running the Peltor Contact 3s on the Peltor rail system. I do have the Princeton Tech MPLS. I believe it's the Charge. I run the duals. So I've got white light and IR out. If I were to do it again, I'd probably run the, IR and red light, just because for those who know, it's a little bit more tactical to have red light versus white light. But it is nice if you're just plinking on the flat range and stuff. It's a low emitting lume, so it's not like extremely bright. I can go up to targets like IPSC and go look under my nods and turn on this white light, and it's just enough to see where you hit and paste and stuff like that. On my right side, I am running the Contour Plus 2, just for shits and grins. I just video myself and kind of watch back some things. I don't really post any of that stuff most of the time. It's just for me. If you guys are interested in seeing some of that content, I mean, I'm willing to post some stuff, dry runs and stuff, not edited videos, just one takes. So willing to do that. If I have enough interest and comments, let me know. I do have a sacrificial lens on the Contour Plus 2. I do shoot steel. I have used this in BB Wars. So it has been shot, and it's been fun. I mean, it works great for what it is. It does add some weight to the helmet, but I'm kind of used to it by now. I do have a lot of crap on this thing. Up at the front, still have the standard OpsCore shroud and the Wilcox, industry standard G24. It works great. I don't really have that like death wobble that a lot of people have after years of use. I have had this for a few years, probably about 4 years now, and have got probably about 100 hours estimated time behind my night vision. I've run a 40-hour course, done some other trainings and stuff with it, flat range stuff myself. So surprisingly held up really, really well for what it is. I probably got one of the good ones. Going over to my night vision, like I mentioned, I do have the PVS31 alphas. I highly recommend if anybody gets like any kind of bag, padded bag for their night vision, to put some sort of defogger on it. I've got cat crap in mine, Ranger bands, extra bikini cover, and glass cleaner. Because you want to scratch your lenses on your night vision. I am running the Matte Bock iris adjustable lens, so you get that infinity focus. Pretty cool. Haven't had a ton of time behind these, honestly, so can't really tell you if I like them or not. I'll get some time behind them and probably leave a review. They are expensive as shit, though. Something worth noting. I mean, you can go on Amazon and probably buy something way cheaper. Getting back to the Ferro concepts and why I like it so much. I have taken a TMVC course, and one of the biggest things they harped on was nod retention, and they really liked the nerd from Kinetic Consulting or something like that. I don't know. But basically what it does is it wraps around your night vision and, pull it to the back of your head. So extra retention on it. But I kind of use this Ferro Concepts in a similar manner. So basically I loosen this up, put the nods on, and then from there I take this in between the post of the mount, the Wilcox mount, and then just route it down, and it holds itself. So that's what it looks like on the side. On this side, I've never had this come loose. It does do the same concept with pulling back to your face. It does still also go down, stows down, or comes back up and goes down perfectly fine. So highly recommend that setup. It's a one-stop shop. You don't have to buy another thing and put on your helmet. But yeah, man, this is my rig. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you for your time. Have a good one.